Oh my god. It's happening.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone?
I've received so many messages about this. And I appreciate all of you. I understand your excitement. I'm actually, jubilant, shall we say, with your excitement for this, because, well, I'm excited too, and it's good we're all very passionate about historical preservation and, more intrinsically, restoring an old steam locomotive to operation. Because the absolute legends over at the Fort Wayne Railroad Historical Society, who are responsible for caring for Nickel Plate Road 765, have decided that, you know what? Maybe we should restore one of the New York Central steam locomotives. There aren't that many of those. And indeed, after teasing it for about a week and driving us all crazy, they have formally announced that one of the last two New York Central Mohawk 482 steam locomotives, number 3001, is going to be purchased by them and restored to operation. Holy heck! This is phenomenal! Absolutely amazing! It is impossible to overstate how overjoyed I am at that news. But it's not too surprising that Fort Wayne would be doing this only because they've already tried. Many people have pointed this out, and I don't think I've mentioned it before, mostly because it's kind of a footnote. But Fort Wayne has tried this plan before, or at least looked into it. They've entertained the idea for years, but not with 3001, with 2933, her sister. But, apparently, when they went to go look at 2933 a few years back, they, basically ran away screaming. Apparently 2933 is in really awful shape internally. She looks great on the outside, perfect for static display, but getting her running again is basically impossible. Or at least not financially plausible. But after some negotiations and some examinations, they decided that 3001 is, in fact, a candidate for restoration. And just last month, the city of Elkhart approved the sale of 3001 to the Fort Wayne Historical Society, and they've had her evaluated by FMW Solutions. And in what is a actually really awesome display of support, former Norfolk Southern CEO, Wick Moorman, offered financial assistance to get that evaluation done. It's estimated that the total restoration cost will be about, $4.3 million, which, yeah. Look, no one said this was going to be easy or cheap. This is a huge, massive undertaking to do. But A, they're already experts. They've taken care of 765 for years. I'm sure they can handle the job. It's just going to be a financial issue. Now, I've gone over the history of 3001 more than once before, but we'll do it again real quick. She, in particular, was originally built in November of 1940, so relatively young by steam locomotive standards. And she's an L3A specifically. She would be retired on February 14th, 1957. After Alfred E. Perlman stepped in and started dieselizing and modernizing the New York Central in order to save them money when they were struggling. But how did 3001 survive? After all, Perlman was known for scrapping just so many steam locomotives and saving very few, although it's worth mentioning he did intentionally donate her own sister, 2933. But 3001 lived too. Well, in her case, she was sold not for scrap, but to the Texas and Pacific Railway in March of 1957 because of the death of another steam locomotive. Their own engine, a 210-4 Texas type number 638, was on display at the Texas State Fairgrounds and was heavily vandalized, absolutely obliterated by, frankly, just the worst kind of people, and she had to be scrapped. But Texas Pacific still wanted a locomotive sitting there, so they took a New York Central one and put her in disguise as Texas Pacific 909. She was donated to the city of Dallas, Texas, and was taken much better care of when compared to the locomotive she replaced. Eventually, she found her way to the Museum of the American Railroad in Dallas, where she stayed until the early 80s. Then, the National New York Central Railroad Museum opted to trade a GG1 they had, number 4903, to the Museum of the American Railroad for 3001, and she's been there ever since. Well, at least until now. Now she's up for possible restoration, and it actually makes a lot of sense in her case, because while her sister is in horrid condition, even while she was in the museum, 3001 was used as a stationary steam generator at least once by a power plant down in Texas. So even into the 80s, she was still capable of steaming. That in itself suggests she is in remarkably good condition. She was able to get it to steam just 30 years ago. A long time has passed, sure, but she has been well taken care of, all things considered. And again, she was evaluated. It can be done, and it is being done. And if you want to support this, there's two options here. If you're nearby, obviously you could volunteer with the Fort Wayne Historical Society, or if that's not an option, you could simply donate. Mind you, Fort Wayne has asked that instead of donating outright, that you join their pledge list. It sort of helps them get more support through other means as well. But ultimately, it's up to you. Either way, I'm sure is going to help. I'll leave a link to their website in the description. But a lot of you have a different question. I mean, you can figure out pretty much everything I just told you with a simple Google search. There's several different articles about the restoration. 3001 has her own Wikipedia page. But you want to know something rather specific that only I can answer. What on earth would he think about this? Alright. They're doing what? Oh, heck, he found out it was an inevitability. You know we can't hide anything from him. How dare they do this? Boss, please, it's been half a century. Let them have their fun. Never! If I had known that selling that locomotive to Texas Pacific would result in her being able to run again, I'd have destroyed her, torn her apart with my own 2 hands immediately. I will not allow this to transpire.
Yeah, but you donated $29.33 yourself. What's the difference between her and 3001?
Because 2933's in horrid condition. I knew when I donated her that there was no way they would ever be able to get her up to steam. But I assumed that when 3001 was sent to be a park engine, that someone else would do the destroying for me. I had no idea those dastardly Texans would actually take care of her. Boss, just calm down. It's not a big deal. The company's long since dead. And why, gentlemen? Why is our company utterly destroyed?
Penn Central, actually.
No! It's those dang, dirty, steam engines. 3001's been conspiring against us for years. For revenge. For her sisters and cousins. You can't just let these enemies sit around without dealing with them. This is war, gentlemen. And in war, sometimes you have to be the bad guy. Or, alternatively, we could just let this independent non-profit organization have some fun with our old rolling stock. You know? And not do anything completely insane. I won't! Steam engine! I don't know why I even bother anymore.
Guys, can you please donate to the Fort Wayne Historical Society before Perlman gets over there? I think they need to use some of the money for defenses.
And with that, a special